Every year I do a roundup of the best smart home products of the previous year, but I always kind of feel like I'm just giving you guys my opinion.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
So this year I thought I would go through all my affiliate reports from the past year and see what it was that you guys actually bought having watched my videos, and the results will shock you. Did that work? A good bait? Was it masterful bait? Was it masturbate? Yes, that joke's back. Thanks to both LinknLink and Narwal for sponsoring today's video. More importantly, thanks to whoever it was that used my affiliate link to get some tech and then immediately went and bought this mug. Filth. Made 7 pence out of that filth. Today's video is a roundup of all the best tech as voted for by you and your wallets, as you slowly handed all your hard-earned money over to Jeff Bezos. So without further ado, here are the top 5 most purchased smart home gadgets of the past 12 months. In 5th place, we have the Govee TV Backlite3. Currently on a deal at just over 67 quid, this TV backlight uses a camera to follow the picture so it can spit out the same colours onto your walls behind it, and it blew my mind how accurate it was able to reproduce those colours. One particularly demented individual in my comments section had this to say:
"These camera systems are trash! Use a HDMI sync box, there's many to choose from."
The land of make-believe.
It's almost as if that exact video he just watched didn't contain this segment. Why not just buy a HDMI sync box instead? And the answer to that is simple. A HDMI sync box relies on a HDMI input to then look at the colour and then send it out to your TV, which is all well and good unless you're actually trying to watch what's on your TV. If you're trying to watch the TV itself, there's no HDMI output from your TV to plug into a HDMI sync box. You can see for yourself how good this thing is, so I'm not going to bang on about it, but this really is one of the best things I was sent in 2023. If you're interested in buying one of the Govee TV Backlite3s, then as usual, there are links in the description as to where you can pick one up. In 4th place, we have one of today's sponsors, LinknLink, with their absolutely awesome presence sensor. It is of absolutely no surprise to me that this is in this list. It's basically a simplified version of the Aqara presence sensor for way less money, and is using proper radar technology, not just the old school infrared motion detection, which means it actually monitors your presence, not just whether it can see something moving. This means that it keeps my lights on whilst I'm sat at my desk and turns them off the second I leave the room. It really is that accurate. At just £20, this is the cheapest possible way that you could ever trigger either an Alexa routine or a Google Home routine, or even, with a little bit of effort using Modbus, Home Assistant, which is quite a bit more difficult.
Modbus is perfectly simple. All you have to do is update the configuration.yaml file in the Home Assistant file editor, and then make a bespoke TCP connection to the remote terminal unit, and then add the relevant configuration parameters and variables, making sure to include the correct parity list of odd and even bits, you imbecile.
That's real. There's an actual explanation from a Home Assistant forum entry. But I've used this thing as a trigger for Alexa routines to switch on my plugs inside my desk, which in turn brings my monitors on, simply every time I walk into the room. Presence detected, trigger Amazon Alexa routine. You can't beat that for £20. That's just nuts. Which brings us on nicely to the sponsored segment. Where are you going? Don't leave. Honestly, you want to stick around for this. So, LinknLink are now releasing what they're calling the ISG, which I think stands for Intelligent Super Gateway. So these guys seem to specialize in making really cheap versions of things that their competitors are producing for years now. So things like Hibbert and Homie are now going to be taken over by this Intelligent Super Gateway, because this thing is going to work with things like TUYA Smart Life, which, I mean, nothing works with that. Home Assistant's a right pain in the ass to get that working, and locally, which is like ridiculously exciting. They're saying that it's going to work locally. They've shown a demonstration of it working with TUYA Smart Life. They are claiming it's going to work with 2,500 plus different smart home gadgets, which means that you'll be able to get everything under one roof. One app to control all your stuff. And with all of your devices connected to this gateway, it will announce them to Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and Apple HomeKit. And it's got Matter support, Zigbee built in. They have plans for Z-Wave. It's going to have RF and infrared via external repeaters. This is like a monster of a hub, and it comes with a touchscreen. If you're interested in that, there is a Kickstarter below where you can go and pick one up on the early bird special. Definitely worth checking out. Link in the description. I forgot to say, also, probably hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to review this thing in April, and you won't want to miss that. And all my stupid dad jokes. It's another ladybug. My house has a ladybug infestation. Also in March, I'll be doing a review of my other sponsor, Narwal, and their RoboVac, which is the first RoboVac I have ever seen that features actual proper AI, like actual robot-style AI. So what do you think of that, Mark Zuckerberg?
I don't know.
I know I've done that joke. I don't care. It's still funny. The point is that, as well as having the usual RoboVac stuff, such as my favourite spinny mop pad design, the ability to replenish itself with clean water for mopping, the ability to raise its mops off the ground to vacuum carpets, the ability to clean not only itself but also its docking station, it also has mop dirtiness sensors to ensure your mops are clean, the ability to be plumbed into your mains water supply so that you never have to change the water yourself, this edge swinging mode where it does this clever twisting motion to get into the corners. The PDF that they sent me, they said perhaps consider twerking as a way to make that fun. I'm not going to twerk for you people. I'm not going to twerk for you people. But probably most amazingly, it also uses AI to detect areas that are particularly gross, so it can go back and keep mopping them until they're clean. But also, it detects the type of floor it's on so that it doesn't damage laminate, but can still get really stuck into tiles by increasing and decreasing its downward force and humidity, which is next level nuts. It's disgusting. Nobody else buy that mug. Unless you're going to do so through an affiliate link, in which case buy one for your dad. The review for the Narwal Vac is coming in March, I think. Stay tuned, either way. Perhaps hit that subscribe button, like I said. Do it. Do it. In third place is the Candeo Zigbee dimmer, and this thing, like, it's a shock to me because the video itself didn't do all that well, and I was really kind of hurt for the guy that gave me the product because he's like a one-man band. He put everything into this thing, and I didn't think it had done that well. To find it's on this list of the top sellers really makes me feel a lot better because this thing really deserves it. This Zigbee dimmer has no neutral requirement, so you don't need a neutral wire in your switch, and it's got one of the shallowest back boxes I think I have ever seen. I can get this thing into my wall without having to put a spacer in and without having to dig the brickwork away. It just goes straight in and it's fine. I don't think I can recommend this thing enough. It works with Samsung SmartThings, Hibbert, Home Assistant, Philips Hue, and they'll even pair directly with any Amazon Echo that has built-in Zigbee. I honestly can't believe why this isn't in every smart home enthusiast's house. It really is one of the best products of 2023, and this guy does them in Wi-Fi equivalents 2, which work with the TUYA Smart Life platform, and he does a dimmable plug socket, which is just no one else does that. An actual dimmable plug socket for plugging lamps into. It's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
And as usual, there are links in the description as to where you can pick those up too. I said Zigbee quite a lot today, so just for old time's sake.
Oh, the Zigbee!
I have to stop doing that. A woman approached me in the supermarket the other week and actually yelled it in my face whilst thrusting her hips.
Hey, Jeffrey! It's that Paul Hibbert look! Hey, Jeff, look! Oh, the Zigbee, Paul Hibbert! Oh, the Zigbee!
Madam, I don't know what you're talking about. Please stop
The
that.
Zigbee!
You're embarrassing us both.
He does all the catchphrases. Yeah.
This is real. This is a real thing that happened. Not kidding. So in second place, we have the CONBEE2 Stick. And if you don't know what this is, basically it's a USB dongle that provides Zigbee to Home Assistant. I have one plugged into my Raspberry Pi and it allows me to connect things like my Aqara light switches if I want to, or in fact pretty much any Zigbee-based device, so I can get them all into one location using my Raspberry Pi as my central hub. This is a really cool project, and as usual, there is a video you could go and watch. And also, product links in the description. And finally, the Aqara FP2 presence sensor. Just like the Broadlink equivalent, this thing is quite a bit more expensive, but does the same job with one very important difference. What this thing does is it allows you to actually break things up into zones, and as you move from one zone to the other, it can trigger different Alexa routines, Google routines, connects to Home Assistant too if you want it to, but I personally am just using it with the Aqara ecosystem and the Aqara light switches. Some jerk in my comment section was like,
Oh, you're such a sellout. You'll just take anybody's money, won't you?
I approached Aqara to make that video, not the other way around. When I moved into this house, Aqara didn't go, I see you've moved into a new house. Would you like to do a video for us? I went to them and said, I've moved into a new house. I would like to do a video for you. So if you think I'm a sellout, you're a muppet. I did say also at the end of that video, Aqara aren't the be all and end all. There will come a time when I have to move to other things. The flick twist is one of them. You will have seen that video last week, I think. I keep saying this, I keep thinking it's last week when it's not. Hopefully it's last week's video. By the way, I shall link it here. Go watch the flick twist video. That thing is awesome. As usual, there are links in the description to all these good things, and if you've enjoyed any of this, it's thanks to these incredible people. These are my patrons from Patreon, and I'd like to start thanking one every single week by name. So thank you, Shane Ludwig, whose idea this in fact was. So thanks to Shane Ludwig, it's thanks to all of these amazing people. Seriously, without them, I would not be doing this for a living. If you want to be one of those incredible people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my X's and my Instagrams and my TikToks and all of that good stuff. Come and hang out there and we can be best friends. See you next time. There's nothing weird about any of this. I'm going to put my wife's clothes back. I don't know who this is. This is a weird character. So without that's all, folks. I had to sit in the queue. Wait, she was behind me in the queue at the supermarket. I'm like, now what do we do? Now you said that. Now we've got to wait for these people in front of us. Thanks, lady.